Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Morning.
Morning. Happy Monday to you.
I gotta tell you. Went to the movies on Saturday night. And guess what I saw?
Barbie.
Guess what I saw?
I was told it's definitely not for Kens.
Not for Kens.
Not for men.
Not for men, what?
I heard Barbie is for women and it is not for Kens. And all the men in the movie are Ken and it is not for Kens.
Well,
anyone see Barbie?
I saw Barbie.
Let's hear men's perspective.
Well, let me tell you my perspective. I leave the movie theater, wasn't happy. And when I get outside, there's a young lady, like these, outside with her boyfriend, some other guy. It looked like Shorty, actually, the guy. And she's crying hysterically. So I looked at Linda and I said to her, "What's wrong?" And she says, "That movie, it was like my life on that screen." And she was crying up a storm about her life, about how depressed she was, about a lot of abouts. And all I can say is if the movie's meant to drive a point, mission accomplished. But that's not the kind of movie I like.
Well, then it wasn't for you, but it was definitely meant to send a message.
But Barbie, in our society, was supposed to be something to enhance women to have an opportunity to feel good about themselves. Not to feel that if they're not the perfect Barbie, the perfect this, the perfect that they're a failure. That's craziness.
Well, maybe that's not what you felt.
Ay, papa. This is the problem. I'm a guy, and I don't see things that way. I'd rather go see a guy blow up the world next door. That's what I should have go see.
How about you, Josh? Did you like Barbie?
Yeah, I liked it.
Of course you did. Why did you like it?
Because it shows the perspective of a fake world where, women are in charge of everything, and then the real world where men are in charge of everything. And you
feel comfortable being that you're a man? Did they accuse you of being the way these clowns were that ran Mattel?
Yeah, because I didn't make this society. It's just that's the way it is. I teared up a little too during the movie.
Where?
When it was Barbie went back into the real world with the mom and the daughter, and she was like laying flat on the ground, and she goes like, "I'm not worth it. I'm not supposed to be, or I'm not holding up to anything," or something like that. It was right before the big speech.
And it made you tear.
Yeah.
I heard it makes a lot of people weepy.
Weepy? I was angry. People were leaving the station. Women were leaving.
Why?
These were women leaving,
not guys. Because I don't think it was their demographic.
No, because they says, "I have never been so insulted," and they left. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So something's going on.
I don't know. My daughter saw it. She loved it so much. She's like, "I got to go see it again."
Oh God, no! Please stop! I'm gonna get nauseous.
What do you guys think?
I cried in it.
You cried?
What?
Yeah, like when she's like towards the end and she's talking to like Ruth, the creator of Barbie, and then it plays that montage, and it's like all these women and like these humans and stuff. I don't know.
Ruth is the mom, right? Who
Ruth
created
created
Barbara.
Barbie, exactly.
Is she still alive?
No.
Okay, so it was just a throwback.
And they
Yeah,
put her in the second floor. And they put her in this kitchen by herself. The saddest thing in the world. They try to put Barbie back in the box,
You can't put her back in the box.
but it's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
But here's the message, and I haven't seen the movie. Once you let us out to speak our voice, there's no putting us back down in a box.
It's not that. It's the way it affects. Listen, it made him cry. What do you think it makes them feel like?
You guys see it and cry?
I mean, I didn't cry, but I love the movie.
Tell me why you loved it.
Because I thought it was like a really good perspective on basically how women live in the world, how they're expected to be. Like the mom's speech about
Sorry.
like how they have to be a certain thing, but they can't be that thing, but they also have to be that thing. I thought it was super fitting.
Have to be all things to all people.
Exactly. And if you're not, you're always at fault. Even if you do it right, you're always at fault.
100%. Welcome to my world.
The movie that got me angry was Oppenheimer.
Why?
That's nice. I'm gonna see that.
That's the one that got me mad because if you're even one of the greatest geniuses of the world and they use you as a puppet to create the most deadliest bomb, but you're accused as being the C word, a communist, and you're basically the devil in America.
Yes, there was a time in this
Yeah.
country when that C word was really bad, and they used to fling that word around to throw people in jail. And there was this thing that if you were a communist, that you had no constitutional rights.
But I think communism then has a different meaning than communism now. Communism then, from what I understand, because I wasn't really aware of it at the time, was about being liberal and a liberal mindset. Now it's a whole nother mindset.
No.
It's the same principles, same ideals, and all that. It's just because Russia was the communistic party of the world.
And we had the problem with North Korea. We had the problem with China. All these countries that were communist, Cuba turned communist.
All because of the Soviet Union and Russia.
They put missiles.
So then why was everyone, I can't say they're all communists, why did they think so many people were part of the Communist Party? What was the draw?
That was
There'd be spies for the Soviet Union, and then they would trade over secrets that we had in America.
well. You have a movie coming out for you people.
What?
Egypt attacks Israel. The lady that used to run Egypt. Israel.
Golda Meir.
Yeah, that Meir's coming out, and watch that movie. And she talks about how the United States did not want to get involved, and she says, "Well, what are you going to do when I hold up a Russian piece of Russian shrapnel that explodes Israel and say, this is why you didn't want to? You let these communists destroy the only liberal democracy in this hemisphere." Well, it's going to get political, but I got to tell you something. Back in the day, if you were a communist, that was the worst thing a person can call you. There were people that went to jail for 30 years. There were people that got executed because they were communists.
I mean, a lot of people in our industry weren't in the industry anymore.
Nope, they were all, and they did have liberal minds. My cousin went to Puerto Rico one day, and the whole family there was like 50 people in the room, and he stood up to talk about how he went to colleges in New York City, and he got scholarships to be paid for and everything else. And he stood up and he says, the communism way is the right way. And one of my uncles went nuts on him. Nuts. They chased the kid out of the thing. And I said, what are you guys doing? You're acting stupid. He's entitled to have his opinion. Not in this house. I'll never forget that day. I was really scared. I thought they were going to hurt my cousin. It's just, what, are you going to beat him up? And they called him a communist. But you got to remember how they grew up. Communism versus democracy.
How'd you like the rest of the movie besides that point of Oppenheimer?
It was very good. It was very fast paced for being 3 hours. Very fast paced.
3 hours.
You'll stay awake for it for sure.
Oh yeah.
You saw it? But you didn't see Barbie. What is wrong with you?
I wanted to go see Barbie this weekend, but I was packing. I'm packing.
Barbie,
I'm packing.
I watched it because I had to, and not because I wanted to.
Because you had to?
Because one day I pick a movie, and one day Linda picks a movie, and she picked Barbie. But I saw it. Listen, it's not for me. And if I had a daughter, I would be worried that she sees this movie too.
You would be worried?
Yes, because, sometimes, and you're going to tell me, well, Freddie, you got to look at the way things are and the truth and all that. And sometimes not being able to handle the truth is a bigger problem than the truth, in my opinion.
I think for women, and you all speak for yourselves, I feel like I'm in a room of Barbies here, that they have this opportunity to speak their truths and their voices be heard, and they're each an individual Barbie, and all their voices matter and everything matters. I mean, look at the diversity in this room and everything. They're not 6 foot, 100-pound blonde Barbies
That's
in
a
pink shoes.
doll.
But that's what I'm saying. Barbie evolved from this to them to
Now, the one
represent
thing-
women as a whole.
But one thing about the movie that nobody's talking about is the Ken. It's Barbie and Ken.
I heard Ken got a bad
Without-
rap in the movie,
oh
did
my
he?
God.
The Kens, I should say.
The problem is, without a Barbie, there is no Ken. So
That's
what
the
does that
point.
mean?
That's the point, that Ken only exists for Barbie. Like, he's only an accessory to Barbie, and it's almost a flipped version of like the real world in a lot of situations where women are secondary to men in society, and in a lot of situations. So Barbie like flips that, and a lot of the things that Ken kind of experiences sometimes in that movie.
Well, he went to the real world.
He
and
went to the real world,
flipped
and he-
Barbie world.
And yeah, and so it's interesting when they're in that real world for the first time, and they're rollerblading, and they're in their little leotards and stuff. Barbie is like scared. Barbie is like, why is everyone like looking at me and acting this way? And she, feels nervous as a woman. And then Ken is like, whoa, like this is great. He's experiencing, the opposite. And I think,
But he took it back to Barbie world.
he did.
And he turned Barbie world into a man's society.
Yes.
And then the Barbies got together and they made it so that man does what he does best. Turns against himself. So all the Kens went to war. And it's funny because they're all dressed the same. They all have the same name and they're all fighting
But look
one
what you
another.
did this weekend.
What did I do?
Kens went to war. All weekend long you had nonsense on the phone.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with
But
the
it's
movie.
but
That's-
but it's
that's
exactly
Barbie
what it
man.
has to do with the movie. It's
That's
exactly
definitely
what it
Barbie.
is.
It is.
It's exactly the point of the movie.
No, I don't want to. It isn't about.
You're a living Barbie movie.
It's not about the movie. It's about
The
perception.
message, yes.
About how that young girl, I don't know who she is, and she was outside of that movie theater, the movies of Del Rey, and she was crying hysterically. I'm like, honey, it's a movie. Take it easy. It's my life.
It's the message.
And I said to her boyfriend, you better take her to dinner. You better take something. Do something here.
It's the message.
He says she doesn't even want me to hold her hand. All I'm saying is the way she took it. She took it personal.
Yeah, but I think they totally flipped the scripts from the original when Barbie came out in 1959,
59.
right? What were women doing?
Well, Barbie was the first adult doll. Like, everything else was baby dolls because they wanted girls to want to be mothers. So Barbie was the first doll that was an adult woman and had careers and had a dream house and had a car, so that little girls could aspire to be more than just mothers.
Exactly. So they totally flipped the script from the 50s
Then
when
they had
women's only purpose at that time
Well, they had all
was
the
to
failed,
do that.
They had all the failed Barbies too.
They did.
Remember that Barbie? They put a TV on her back. Failure.
I had that Barbie. I still have that
With
Barbie.
the TV on her back?
Yes.
It's worth
called-
$5,000.
It's called Video Girl Barbie, and she had a camera in her necklace and like the screen on the back.
It's a failure.
I found her
Good
in
morning.
my room.
Hi, you guys have any AC issues?
I don't think so, but you can check it while you're
Can
here.
you, can you check the thermostat? That's what we've changed the batteries.
Well, hold on, let me make sure I'm at the right call first.
Okay.
It just, it was the emotional aspect when I went out there and I was greeted by that young girl crying. I just, it was just shocking. And to hear he's crying, and now I'm really shocked. Shorty, have you seen the movie?
I have not, no.
Okay.
But that's exactly what I
Did you
heard
see
about the movie.
You saw the movie? So only the three of you seen the movie? Oh, you have it? Oh, go see it, please. Go see it.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Anyway, how was the rest of everyone's weekend? How was your weekend?
It was good. I saw a movie too. I saw.
How
Oh, I
many
didn't
did you
see a
see?
movie in the theaters, but on Hulu I saw Akira again. Loved that movie.
Keita.
Akira. It's a 80s anime sci-fi movie, I guess if you want to call it that, but it's like horror related at the same time. It's really cool.
How about you? How was your weekend?
It was good. Reset my whole life. Deep clean.
Your whole life?
Yep.
You reset your whole life in a weekend.
You cleaned your apartment for the first time in how many
No,
years?
like deep clean, like
Or for the first time?
no, just a moment. Just deep clean.
Hold your mic still. You deep cleaned your apartment.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. You just reset it.
Reset, reckless. Did you go see Barbie?
No, I'm pretty much I grew up on Bratz, so Barbie is kind of.
Are you up with the Bratz dolls?
Yeah, I'm a Bratz girly.
There's
What's
a
a
reference
brat?
to Bratz in the movie.
Yes.
What?
The middle school,
yeah, I saw
the
that
middle
too,
school
yeah.
girls. Well, Sasha is the one that's America Ferrera's daughter, but the rest of them all are the names of the brats.
Mm-hmm.
How about you,
I
Curly?
didn't even know what it meant.
It was good. I didn't really do much. I just
You
kinda-
drank again?
No.
She's done.
Yeah.
I drank.
What did you drink?
I went to the beach yesterday.
I know, I've heard. What did you drink?
There's a nice tea that has no sugar and stuff, and I took that and I put vodka in it. But do you know what happens when you put that in a thermos
It's a lot.
and you stir it up and you let it sit for a little bit?
In the sun?
No, I had 2 other thermoses. Because there was a lot of people. I gave some to Freddie. I gave some to, people in the ocean. And I'm going to tell you, it must have been very hot because I fell asleep on the beach in a chair like this.
Did you get sunburned?
And they took pictures. I am so upset. I don't know. I feel a little something.
You don't look sunburned. You must have had sunscreen on.
Ultraviolet.
That's good.
Ultraviolet poisoning. Then I could think only of you because I said, now I know how she feels.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hate it when people try to talk to you when you're trying to sleep it off,
No, literally. Okay. Like super quick story time. My boyfriend was getting ready for work, and he like ever so slightly nudged me. I threw a fit because he woke me up, and I rolled right back over and I knocked back out. I was
So
like,
to that point, if
Uh-huh.
you're sleeping,
Uh-huh.
why do people talk to you when you're sleeping?
it
If your
blows
eyes
me.
are closed, why do they feel compelled to initiate a conversation or to make noises?
Are you drunk?
No,
Hungover?
no,
So they have a right to talk to you.
no, not if I'm
In
trying
Barbie's
to
world,
sleep.
everybody says hi.
Not if they're sleeping. Does Barbie sleep?
Yes, she does.
Okay, then no.
They say hi when they wake up, exactly.
You have to say hi.
I can say hi when I wake up, but when I'm sleeping, that's
No,
so
I
much.
love it when they give me all these instructions and I don't do them because I said, when did you give them to me? This morning when I was sleeping. I
See,
said,
don't
"You
talk to
did that."
people when they're sleeping. You guys do that? Do your significant others do that to you?
Did they talk to you while you're
that
asleep?
one day.
That one day.
when I was hungover, I was so upset because I felt like crap when I woke up. And in my head, I was like, if you don't stop, I'm going to wring your neck.
Well, it's funny because I remember you said you had a little in drinking, right? So I tell my son, I says, make me a hole on the beach.
A hole.
A hole. Un roto. A hole. So he says to me, what?
A hole?
I said, take the bucket and make a hole. And he says, what are you talking about? See, back in the day, we used to make holes
Uh-huh.
because we used to drink too much and we didn't want to all over the
Oh, I was
beach
going to say, what was the hole for? To bury yourself? No, to throw up in.
to throw up in. To bury myself.
Don't you remember when the beach, you go to the beach, you would cover yourself in sand?
Do you know how hot that sand is? That sand is so hot. You could put an egg on it and cook it.
You threw up in the sand?
No, I held it back because I kept
He
telling
didn't make you a hole.
He didn't make me a hole. What is wrong with these kids today?
Who makes a hole in the sand to throw up in?
If you don't have a bag or anything, just go in the hole and cover it back up.
You make a hole, you leave the sand, and if you gotta go, you gotta go.
You go to the bathroom in it too?
No, that's the ocean.
Things not to do
Oh,
with
tell me
Freddie
you
on
guys
vacation.
you don't do number 1 in the ocean. Tell me that.
Everyone does that. You have to.
Hermine's like, no way.
You never urinations in the ocean nations? You don't do that?
now I'm kind of scared to go back in the ocean.
Where do you think the fish pee?
Everybody's DNA is in there.
different.
Where do the fish pee? You're hilarious.
You gotta feed the fish.
Anna's funny. Where do the fish pee?
They
This
go to
way-
the bathroom in the ocean.
You think you live far? She's an hour and a half away.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know where Hopestown is. That's far.
If you see someone just like sitting in the surf, they're not just relaxing.
Her face.
You never go to a hot spot. You go, wow, the water's warm here, and then you go over here, it's cold. What do you think the hot spot is?
I didn't really think about
See
And
what you learn here?
when guys run into the ocean, oh, the sand is hot. That's not why they're running.
The things that people learn working here is all I can tell you.
Come on.
When you see a
enough
guy
for the
army
morning.
crawl on the sand in the water,
No, that's something different. That might be number 2.
You guys have a nice weekend so far. He's vomiting in a hole. He's been drunk and he's peeing in the ocean. How was your weekend?
I basically just slept through my weekend. This is relaxing time.
Remember when the weekend was relaxing? Before the
I
Kens
was up
turned
by
against
6
each
o'clock in the
other?
morning on the phone.
I know, because the Ken world and your world, they all turned against each other on Saturday.
It's just an amazing evolution.
I think
to
you
what
like to
happens.
fight.
Me?
You.
I don't like to fight.
What do you think? You enjoy that conflict in the resolution.
What are you talking about?
I think you like it because it gives, I don't know, maybe it's like a guy thing. Like you're accomplishing something.
That's not it at all. I don't like the fact that people talk bad about somebody else when they're not in the room to defend themselves. And I'm going to go to war because it ain't right. And half the things that they're saying ain't right either. So I ask them, why don't you hold your opinions to when the person is in the room, and then you can say everything you want. I got no problem. But let the person tell you, let me tell you my side of the story. And then they take that lie and they spread it out like peanut butter. You're right. I'll fight all day long on that. Because it's not right, it's not fair, and it isn't true.
True.
I gotta tell you guys something. As you prosper in your careers, it ain't all milk and honey. Jealousy does have a play in the game. And people sometimes they want you to be successful, they just don't want you to be too successful. We had this conversation. And then people say, that isn't it at all. Okay, then why are you saying what you're saying?
I do not know. All right, you rested, Grace.
I cleaned my whole house.
You guys cleaned.
Again? What
For
is
like
it?
2 days.
Barbie on the stretch? Everybody's cleaning their house.
It was like the cleaning the grout in the shower type of cleaning.
Oh my God!
Like
you
one
do
of
that with
an
the
Amazon.
You do that with the toothbrush? No, don't tell me that.
No, there's this thing called a Rubbermaid Reveal, and it's like a toothbrush, but it's like one of those mechanical toothbrushes, but it's for cleaning. So the bristles are like plastic. It cleans everything. I use it on everything.
What's it called?
A Rubbermaid Reveal.
Is it like a Mr. Clean eraser? That cleans everything.
It's like not really. It's like a hand. It's like kind of the shape of the microphone, but the top like spins like one of those mechanical toothbrushes.
Where'd you pick that up at?
Amazon. And
See?
you can literally clean it with anything, and it like gets everything because it's like such a tiny little.
The grout.
Yeah.
And that's how you spent your weekend.
Yeah.
What's it called? Rubbermaid what?
Reveal.
A Rubbermaid Reveal.
Is that where you cleared the baseboards and stuff?
Yeah.
You did that too.
Yeah.
Looks like a toothbrush.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're frozen.
You think? Yeah. You think that doing this, for a whole bathroom would take me about 12 years?
No, because it goes fast.
Just our camera's
Look at the
frozen.
size of that.
All right, so just put the crew up and take us down. And when we go to
Take-
commercial break?
Yeah, what you do is reset. You gotta reset the camera. Hit the reset on the right.
All right, let's take a commercial break, see if we can reset. When we come back, we're going to talk about
This
expressions
looks like a giant toothbrush.
of life art show. Nope, I don't have the camera.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
The easiest way to sell your home is to call the number on your screen right now. We'll buy any home in any condition. And the more it's worth, the more you can get. Plus, no real estate fees or commissions means more money in your pocket. And no fix-up costs either. Sell any home in any condition, sometimes within days. Sell your home fast. Call right now for absolutely free information. Don't call a plumber. Don't call an electrician. Call right now and for as low as $1 a day. Many things that run your house are covered with thousands of technicians all over America. You can call us with a plumbing problem, an electrical problem, and we'll be in your home in no time at all with a solution to fix it. You don't need an expensive repair bill and you don't need to buy new expensive appliances. We'll show you how to fix it for about $1 a day.
If you have diabetes, would you like to eliminate painful finger sticks? Are you injecting insulin multiple times per day? Then you may qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. CGMs monitor blood sugar using a small patch placed on your upper arm or abdomen, and they use your smartphone to accurately monitor your blood sugar levels. Stop pricking and start scanning. Plus, CGMs are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. They can be shipped free of charge to your door. Call today to see if you qualify.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
I know. What do you do when?
I kind of like that scrub thing, but it has to have a handle.
It has a handle.
No, I mean a handle so I could go lay this on the floor because I ain't getting up on the ladder.
On the floor, that's the ceiling.
I got tiles that go all the way to the ceiling. I got 12-foot bathroom ceilings.
We have tile in your ceilings?
No,
you have
all
marble?
the way up to the ceiling. Marble. I got a whole lot of bathroom to be using that little gizmo. I'll be there for 3 or 4 days.
Call a cleaning person. My cleaning lady.
I walk in like this.
I got Chelsea at the house this week, and the cat and the dog are there, and I always have to pay her more when she comes because she tells me there's just too much hair everywhere. Does your dog shed?
Oh yeah, that.
Your Chelsea's got this Yorkie and a cat. By the time they leave in 48 hours,
get a
there'll be hair
Roomba.
everywhere.
Get a Roomba.
It's cheaper just to pay the cleaning
No,
lady
it's not.
$20.
A Roomba
Trust
goes on
me.
all day, and it picks up every. If it wasn't for Roomba, Casper would have been 86 because he has a lot of hair. But the Roomba has to be cleaned weekly. I mean, taken apart and clean. And Linda took it apart on Friday. I felt horrible because there's a lot of moving parts. But that cat hair,
Everywhere, right?
Destruction. Destroys everything. Your vacuum cleaner, everything.
Jack sheds?
I got his hair on my pants right now.
When you walk in the sunlight,
he glistens.
You have hair that comes off of you from your dog. It happens with my cat too. It happens. I hate that.
And of course, I have a black cat and a white dog, so no clothes are safe from the animal hair.
You have a black cat and a white dog.
So, like, my black clothes have white dog hair on them, and my white clothes have black cat hair on them.
You should introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh, I'm Anna. I'm a new intern.
Thanks to Jody
Thanks
at
to Jody
True
at
Oldies.
True Oldies, yes.
She asked how you were doing this morning. How's Arizona? I said, who?
Are you the first intern they've had? I bet you are.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that my dad is friends with someone who's friends with Jody, and he was chatting just about, like, oh, my daughter likes radio, and she was like, oh, you gotta meet my friend Jody. You gotta. So, yeah,
I
don't
was
know.
wondering how you ended up there.
That's how, yeah.
How do you like it?
I like it a lot. I mean, like, I was on the air over the weekend with Alan Knight for the weekend.
She was the prize princess.
I was the prize princess, yes. I was giving away Beach Boys tickets.
I should have called. I was
Did you
gonna
give away
call
a lot?
yesterday.
We had 5 pairs of tickets, and then we also had, like, tickets to the Rapids, and then tickets to see this psychic dude. I don't know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You were you there at 2:00 yesterday?
I was there until 4, and then I
should
had
have called.
to.
I was gonna call because I called Alan on the weekend.
You worked on a Sunday?
Yeah, I worked noon to 4, and then I, like, booked it down to Hollywood to go see John Fogerty.
How was it?
Oh, it was so good. He sounded great for his age. He's 78 years old, and he was, like, running around and jumping. His sons are in his band. It was cool.
It's funny because all these band guys are old. What are you gonna do with them? I mean, they're still singing.
I think I was the youngest person there by, like, a solid 30 years.
Probably. Was it Hard Rock?
Yeah, I was at Hard Rock.
Probably.
You want to talk about that?
But they've got all these other bands coming out, and
We got bands coming out.
old school. That's what I'm thinking.
We have the oldies coming out at the Movies of Del Rey December 8th, but that's too early to announce that. But it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be some ride.
Well, September 2nd, you've got Georgie
Third.
Licados. September 3rd at Gulfstream Park. It's a Saturday night, no?
Friday night, Thursday night. No, I don't know what it is.
Now you've confused me, and then that was talking about August. September 2nd is what I think it was, but it's September 2nd at Gulfstream Park.
Try the 3rd.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. I'll look it up.
We're going to post it. Anyway, things that are happening with different bands, and I'm excited because I've been talking to some of our longtime friends and all the relationships we've built, and I've got this idea for a show I want to put together, which you know what it is, and see if we can put those pieces together. And it's funny when people send me the player, I'm like, oh, we know him. He's been here. Oh, we know them, but they've been here. So it's kind of cool.
You're funny.
And then the agents get involved, and we're like, but we've known them for years.
I know.
You forget what we do here. We meet a lot of people here in a day.
It is September 3rd.
Sunday,
Gulfstream
September 3rd.
Park.
Okay.
And then he's going to be in San Francisco. He's going to be in Fort Pierce on 20th of August. We're talking about maybe going up there as well.
I believe tomorrow's August already. It's the first supermoon of August. It's a powerful one, ladies and gents.
Ooh, so we're having a blue moon? Is that what it is?
I
When
don't
it's
think
two full moons in 1 month?
I don't know if it's called a blue moon. Somebody can look it up, but apparently it's very powerful. There's one tomorrow, and then there's one, I think it's the 31st of August. So a lot of newness, a lot of things happening. So buckle up, Batman.
I don't know anything about Blue Moon, but
it's a good beer for you too, for
It
your
is good
hangover.
isn't it the one that tastes like oranges?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know when I was in Tampa, they introduced me to this, and they had all these oranges inside the glass of beer. So I said, what is this? There's also a very rare wine. It's called the orange wine. It's very rare. There's only one place in the world that makes it. It's like $1,000 a bottle or something. It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Blue
But
Moon, love it.
Expressions of Life Art Show, August 10th at Sunscape Boca Raton for Boca Festival Days. We've got a lot of great artists. I saw all those posts, and people have been emailing me all weekend. We've got about a dozen artists that are going to spotlight their artwork there, and it's all to benefit Walk to End Alzheimer's. So proceeds of the ticket sales all go back to Walk to End Alzheimer's. And then one of our artists decided that anything that he sells here, he's giving 20% back to the Walk. And then, of course, another artist heard, and she's like, well, I'll do that. And now I just put it out for everyone. And I said, some of our artists are giving back 20% of the proceeds of their sales to the Walk. And who can say no to that?
Because they know we're doing a show that day.
We're doing a lot of shows.
Our show and 3 or 4 other shows.
Yeah, we're going to have to
Singers,
talk about that and see
entertainers.
how you're going to time all that out, because I don't think you realize the timing of it. But we'll talk about it.
We should do that one thing where they, put like jewelry on camera and say, if you call in now, we'll give you blah, 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 or whatever.
We did that for a show once. Do you remember? It was a whole countdown clock, and it was a lot of work, but it was fun.
It's still on the remix. We can put it in with a clock. You're going to do it.
So we
No
can.
way.
Get your tickets at tinyurl.com. I think that is the cutest URL /expressions of life, and get your tickets. Jay's going to be there, and Sally's going to be there. Max Lazega's going to be there. Lola, Gina Bella. I've got 3 from the Wellington Arts Guild that are going to be there. So a lot of great people.
You see the flyer, if you tap on above it, it'll take you right to get your tickets.
You have the link on it in the description.
What is that? It's the description is the flyer.
Grace, you're going to help me out on this one.
What was the question?
Could you
Yeah, what
you
is the
can't
question?
click on the link because the link is on a post.
No.
Unless it's Amazon's link.
No, you go on Facebook, you click the link, and it goes on. Freddie is a pro at this. I learned this with JC. The link to get tickets.
In the description, the link will turn blue, but you can't click on it from the.
Correct.
It's on the picture and in the description. So one of them works, one of them doesn't.
Did you put it in the description?
No, Dawn. I didn't put it in there. Yes. What do you think? I'm dumb?
He's looking to see if he did it. That's what happens when I work for
I
a
thought
team
you
for
said
so
you
long.
saw this. Look.
I did. I think the posts are fantastic.
Click it. Click the blue. Click at the bluey. And look what happens.
Oh, very nice. You did put the link in the description. Very nice.
After I went to see Barbie, I had to do it extra right.
You did it right?
I didn't want to be like Barbie's arch enemy.
When are we bringing back the hangout, by the way? Or
Today.
Yeah, I think we're actually doing it today.
Oh,
We're
good.
doing it today.
Yeah.
Arizona's actually going to do a hangout with.
See, this crew is all new, and none of them have a show.
Well, we're going to change all that.
Time to get back to it.
And have them, obligate them, force them, threaten them.
Teach them.
And that too.
Teach them.
To have a show. You can't learn this business unless you're doing this business. So
learn the ins and outs of creating a show, creating your elements, bringing content forward, and then the gift of delivering it.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody in here is afraid of a camera. Some of the kids that
Remy
came
is like, oh, maybe.
What are you talking about? You just found out that the ocean's full of urinations.
It's making me more scared of the camera.
And Shay, I think, she's a good one. She wants to create a show about environmental awareness. So we can even talk about that. She actually has to, for her internship credits, she has to create a show on environmental science.
We have the perfect situation happening right now with the earth heating up and the oceans heating up.
Can you believe how hot?
Yeah.
Shay.
I don't know if I've met her yet.
I don't think so.
But I was going to say, I have an environmental news show on my college radio station called The Greenhouse.
Tell us about what you do there.
So I have hosted 4 different specialty shows. I'm a DJ and I'm the assistant music director, and I'm a production team member at Arizona State's Blaze Radio.
So what kind of DJ are you?
My DJ shift is only 30 minutes, and I just play whatever music I feel like. I'll talk about like whatever I feel like. That one is the only, my shows I do like research for, and I have like outlines, but that one is just like, hi guys, here's what I've been listening to this week. Yeah.
There is a software on my computer, on my laptop, that will plug into our online radio station. Is Butts working, by the way, Shay?
It's working.
We fixed it.
Can we do that today for the radio?
Well, we can look at it, and we can call Gio, but I've been trying to get everybody in here to be a half-hour
The answer is
DJ.
yes. We should do it.
Yeah.
And now that we have somebody who does it, you'll know how to mix it in that whole board thing, because there's too many buttons. It's like me getting in front of a 747. It's like, fly the plane. Where's the start? Where's the key to turn it on? And I go. It doesn't work that way.
Let's do it.
Yeah. But there you go. So we have another calling.
What do you want to do after school?
I would love to be like, a radio DJ or personality. Specifically, ideally, I would love to be at like a classic rock station. I mean, that's what I listen to, and I mean, I spend so much of my time talking about music and reading about all these artists, and watching old concert footage and interviews and reading the books that they write and stuff. So, just want to like use all my music knowledge.
Where'd the love of music come from?
My mom. I mean, when I was really young, like she told me. So my mom was in the music video for Love in an Elevator, and I remember her telling me that when I was like 12 or 13 and being like, no one cares about your old band, Mom. And then like in high school getting into all these artists and her being like, Anna, that's what I listen to. Like what? And I was like, no, I found this. Like, what do you mean? But I think that being raised around it, I came back to it. Like I kind of had to find it on my own, but then like I would talk to my mom about it like so much. Like I would be like, oh, did you know this? And she would be like, yeah, I remember when that happened.
Your mom was a rocker?
No, like not in her career. She just always had a love of music. She knew like the words to every
you
song.
You look like a rocker. You have a vibe like a gypsy rocker.
Thank you. I mean, that's kind of the style that I go for.
Oh no, it's there. I found out that my co-host here is a gypsy. She didn't know it all this time.
But I guess you did.
I don't know nothing.
Was your mom the receptionist that says, "Are you going down, Mr.
No,
Tyler?"
I wish she was. She's just in like the concert footage portion.
Okay.
She just happened to be like in the front at this concert that they were filming at. So she's not like one of like the characters, but when they cut to the concert footage, she's there.
And you want to be a DJ? Do satellite? I know. I heard what Jody told you about everything else, but.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do listen to, like, Sirius XM, I listen, like, my favorite is the Grateful Dead channel, because that's my favorite band, but I listen to, like, 60s on 6 and 70s on 7 and all those
So you like an old school, old soul music.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, I saw John Fogerty last night. I went by myself, because I didn't have anyone that wanted to go with me, and I was like, well, he's so old, I'm not going to miss this opportunity to see him. I don't know how much longer he's going to be touring.
How long's the flight from Arizona?
If I have a direct flight, it'll be like 4 to 5 hours, but they only have direct flights into Miami, which is, I mean, you just...
Then it's still another 3 hours for you from there.
Closer to like 2.5, yeah. But if I fly into Palm Beach, then I have to have a connection, which then takes like all day. So.
Well, you're hard working because you travel a long distance for this.
Well, I'm thinking if we have enough leeway, we can fly her back in to do some music production on some of these big events.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're willing to travel.
Yeah, I mean, my dad is a pilot, and he just gets me flights pretty easily. He
Oh,
uses
there you
his
go.
points and stuff, so yeah, I'd definitely be open to that.
Who's he the pilot for?
FedEx, so not like passenger, but he
Oh, wow.
still has. I don't really know all the ins and outs of the pilot.
And you know, he
If
took your
was a
computer.
DJ, we would have done
And
with
his
the little
computer was
DJ
in the
box there.
bathroom. We can do that for the next 2 weeks. We have it for 2
speaker.
weeks.
We would have had her do the DJing at the movies at Del Rey.
Huh?
In the lobby. She could have DJed some music.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we have it for 2 weeks. So we've got some of these big events that we're working on. So
Yeah,
maybe
like I'll be here for that.
she'll hear for this, but
I
then
want you to
these
go
other
take
music ones.
everybody to DJ school.
Can you imagine putting together an event where it's called, I don't want to say what it's called, but they take these old school band artists that are Grammy Award winning, like the drum player for one band and the
Motown.
guitar for another, and they put them together. So it's all the people that you think are old, but yet they're still playing. They're just not in the original groups, and they're all Grammy Award winners.
Yeah.
You coming back to do music production on that?
Yeah, that sounds super cool.
Well, there's four groups, Motown groups that she put together that are going to be at FAU, and that's a big place.
So it'll be fun. And you're who's getting? Garcia's getting a new camera to film it.
Garcia makes me laugh. Listen, I want to real quick. I want to say about Triple C being in the house on Friday. I want to thank him for doing that. Sounded really good. I hear that Kim is going to reach out to him
Nice.
in Tennessee. We'll
All
talk
in the
about that
timing,
tomorrow.
right?
Well, I sort of set that up on purpose, but I think it was good for him to see him again. And he's doing well, so we'll see how that works out.
You know what today is?
Today's Monday.
Call me Xena. She's talking about aliens and UFOs.
Oh my God! All weekend, did you see the trial?
So she's talking about it all
I
day
saw they've
today.
been talking about what happened in Washington.
Just a 1 hour long trial.
No, it went on for 3.5 hours.
Oh.
But the funny thing is that there were 3 guys that were sitting there, and one of them kept saying, "I will give you all the information you want off the air, off the air." Well, why are we having this off the air? You don't have clearance to tell one senator.
One of the question was like straightforward. Is there extraterrestrial life on this planet or something like that? And he just says, I can't release that information.
You don't have
Is that the
clearance.
whole thing about that?
Well, the problem that they're having is that they don't have any place to hide the truth now, because there is evidence that it does exist. And the military people, one of the guys that was there said, he only saw it in one event, and he testified, I'm telling you what I saw.
There's no way that humans are so closed-minded that we believe that we're the only ones here, right?
There are some that do.
Well, the problem is, I watched Greenland yesterday. You guys ever seen that movie, Greenland? I don't know why that movie didn't do better when it was filmed.
Good morning. Can we get Royce a chair? Someone?
It was like the end of the world because we had a meteor shower came in and destroyed, like it destroyed the dinosaurs, allegedly.
Kennedy,
And-
can you move that chair so we can just get her in the door?
And I've watched this before. I've watched the movie before, but yesterday was more significant simply because Washington has all this alien stuff going on. And these are meteor showers. This is not aliens. This is not, Godzilla. None of that. This is about. Remember when they took that projectile into the meteor to take it off course?
Like in Frank's book, Tres Archangelis. Yep.
So that meteorite, if it hits the U.S., it hits the world, leaves a hole and destroys every living creature. 75% of everything dies, including humans. So I got to watch that yesterday. It was a good movie. Sad.
All I can say is the heat outside everywhere. This summer has just been so remarkably hotter than any other summer. It's like somebody turned on the switch. It's not even a slow global warming. All of a sudden, they just raised the heat elevation across the world.
And the problem is that we can't do anything
It's a lot of
about it
problem. It's a lot of problem. Arizona, I can't even imagine what it's like there.
now. Oh, no. The heat is coming this way. It finally moved after a month. Florida will be in the zone starting today.
They say we're only 94, but
No,
I
it's
think
going to
it's
go
hotter
up
than
around
that.
100. It's moving east now. What happened was it just stopped because of some kind of barometric pressure problem.
I actually drove to Sunny Stop to get batteries when I left here.
You drove?
Yes.
It's right next door.
I know, I drove.
Because of the heat?
So there's nothing like starting your day off hot. Like at the end of the day, I don't mind if my makeup's melting, but at 8:30 in the morning, And I got you guys the bag eyes.
Do you drive an Amazon truck?
No.
Does the Amazon trucks have AC?
I think, yeah.
UPS never had AC. Now they have 94,000 vehicles they're putting the ACs in.
They should. I mean,
Do you realize that one business, one company, Amazon, could potentially put everything out of business? Everything. Not medical, but anything where you're a consumer buying
box
product,
store.
right? A box store of any size. By creating this one company, one man and his wife could potentially wipe out commerce here in big box stores, small box stores, anything in retail.
I don't know about that, but okay. I think that he'll take a big chunk out of crime. You know something? When you get too big, you can't deliver either.
I mean, there are the things that people want that are different for sure, but CVS, Walgreens, all those places that are charging way more money for things and you can get it sometimes even the same day, or you go to Amazon Hub. Now they tell you you can go to the Amazon Hub if tomorrow's not soon enough and pick up what you want today.
I saw that Amazon has that little flying thing.
The drones?
The drones. And there are certain products that they'll drop off.
I was thinking
via a
about that.
drone.
If it's in the range, yeah.
If it's in the range.
That kind of sketches me out. I'm like, I don't
Why?
know. It's like it's not a person.
Oh, the drone?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
this little robot's just gonna deliver.
And if you give it access to your garage, it'll push the buttons and put it inside for you too.
That's
What?
crazy. That's too much. Yeah, I agree.
You
I don't
have to do the access point, and if you grant the access point, they open your
They open the
garage and
garage.
put it in your garage.
That's crazy.
Now, have you seen the robots that walk around? It's a little blue robot.
They look like dogs.
No, these walk.
Maybe
These are
they're
human.
aliens.
And you know that there's a championship where you slap each other in the face, and the object of the game is to knock you out. Have you ever seen this? It's on TikTok. And now they're going up against robots. So a robot, when you go up against a robot, you hit the robot, it goes down like it's a human. Depending on how hard it is, it's going to act like a human. But it gets up. Now, if you hit it hard enough, there's a scale on the robot's face. And if you pass that line, it'll go out.
Yeah, but it's still a robot. It doesn't feel pain.
No, but it gets up. And
That's
it
the
wallops
problem.
you.
It doesn't feel pain, and it gets back up again, and it
It
gets back up
wallops you,
again, and
it
it doesn't
hits you.
bleed, and it doesn't anything.
And there's no, you can't beat a robot. So you know they're going to be using this now for war. There's your new soldier.
It's like Star Wars.
It's just like the movies. The new soldier is going to be all these robots.
Terminator all over again.
Good morning.
I did want to do a little PSA announcement. Please do not let these Spirit Halloween items and Bed Bath Beyond, all these other places, don't let them distract you that we are reaching the hottest temperatures ever. Please. Because I feel like they're trying to distract you.
What's that have to do with Halloween?
The Spirit Halloween's out. They're always bringing these holiday seasons closer for we can get in the mindset that, oh, Halloween and Christmas and everything's right around the corner. Except it's still 2-3 months in advance.
Still only July
because
31st?
We're in the hottest time of ever.
Yeah.
Corporate's trying to distract you.
Oh, capitalism at its finest?
Yes.
There you go. We should buy.
Go
we should
watch
purchase.
the Barbie movie.
Oh yeah, I know the
Capitalism.
Chevy advertisement
That
in
was
Barbie
hilarious.
pissed me off so much.
And
That
isn't
was
Progressive,
hilarious.
they've got a big ad in Progressive, like, well, I've got a client. I saw the commercial
You
you're
saw it?
talking about,
The
who
Barbie commercial?
bundled their house with their car, but
That
you
is
don't, I
pink.
can't say who it is, right?
You know how Barbie, the ending of movie, I'm not going to say it because you haven't seen it. You seen the ending of the Barbie movie? Was that hilarious?
That was amazing.
That was hilarious, right?
That was
I'm
so
not going to
funny.
give it out. I'm not going to give it out. No spoiler alert, but watch the ending. And everybody says, sit down, there's more. I went, oh. And yes, there was more.
I spent the weekend packing. You know who texted me was Dylan.
Dylan or Dylan?
Dylan, the one who made Walk in a Square.
Uh-huh.
He knew all about my life. He knew who was moving, who was married, who had a honeymoon. He must watch every minute of our show. And if I realize if Dylan is doing this, that means our entire lives are out for the public to see and
Stop
rewatch
it because
and
you're
hear.
scaring me. All right.
You have no idea. This went on and on with him.
Scaring me. Listen, get your tickets. Do this. Meet us. Let's go do this because I want to get off that story because it's a little scary. when
It
people
was
start
kind of
saying
scary
that.
when I realized what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, we say it in all good fun, but it's really all out there.
Yeah. All right.
More to come. Have a great morning, everyone. If you're in the area, come on in to Call Me Zena. She's discussing UFOs and aliens. I'm hoping Russ Johnson comes in.
I hope so too, because I have a lot of questions for him. Now that this thing with the White House, and now is when he should be here talking about alien TV.
I gotta text him. To all of you that have prayed for Lynn Everard, he's doing
better.
So he's doing. So more to come. Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.